was anxious all the time. I was obsessing about things that I couldn't understand. I would just walk down the hall and suddenly think, I can't walk that way. And I would get things stuck in my head all the time, words and phrases and thoughts. They would just stay there and get stuck, and it would worry me because I didn't think anybody else had this. You know, people would say, oh, I got a song stuck in my head, and I would think, well, do you get scary thoughts stuck in your head too? I would get scary repetitive thoughts, like thoughts of people dying, bad things happening. And I thought, well, maybe there's something wrong with me. Maybe I'm bad for imagining these things, but I don't want to be imagining these things. I don't like this, and it would really upset me. I also washed my hands compulsively all the time, and so much so that my hands were chapped and would bleed. And my family noticed that something was wrong, but I think didn't really put together that this was specifically what it was. And also it was hard because there was a big stigma, around this. And so we were all worried. We were all worried about, what it was, and me, especially being a child actor, how the public would approach it and would understand it. And they wouldn't, and how it would probably be used against me. And I would say 20 years ago, we didn't talk about mental illness. We didn't talk about mental illness. There was a little bit of, it was people who went on Prozac were shamed. People who went on medication, they were shamed for doing it. It was seen as a weakness.
How do you cope with the narrative that always comes up in the wake of these shootings, which seems to reinforce negative stereotypes?
I speak out against it. I do. I say, you know what, I have a mental illness. A lot of people I know have mental illnesses. And I speak up for those of us who do have mental illnesses and could not ever hurt anybody, which I think is a great, majority of us. Most of us would not hurt anybody.